Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Civilization 5 and Civilization 6. Is Civ 5 worth returning to, and can Civ 6 learn something from Civilization 5? First off, I'm just going to start the game. I've picked Rome, had a decent enough starting spot, so I figured, why not? The biggest difference between Civilization 5 and Civilization 6 is that Civilization 6 is much more developed when it comes to the strategy between culture and science. They are much more balanced when it comes to the relationship between those two factors. And that was, to my idea at least, less so in Civilization 5, which was a shame. Civ 6 obviously has the city centers, and it's a lot more developed than Civilization 5 was, especially since this is Civilization 5 pre-expansion. There is just two things actually that I think Civilization 6 can learn from Civilization 5, and I'm kind of disappointed they didn't bring it along with them, but it's maybe they made certain choices. I don't know. But I actually recommend them using more of the ruins found in Civilization 5 instead of the tribal villages that are in Civilization 6. Basically because the ruins in Civ 5 can get you tech upgrades, which could be a very nice perk. Also, I don't know about you guys, but I never run into tribal villages, and if I do, I get 40 gold at best. I never get anything useful. And that's, like I said, if I run into them, because I mostly don't. There's also the difference between the two games, in the sense that there's a diplomatic victory in Civilization 5, and obviously with the new expansion coming for Civilization 6, they're going to re-add a diplomatic victory, but it's kind of a bit late, especially since they had the policy cards and all the city states. It feels like, oh yeah, we're supposed to do it in there, but it's an expansion. We'll just throw it in there. We'll pair it with Canada, which is good with diplomatic victories. Let's just do that. And I don't know, man. It kind of feels it feels like they just put it in there, just like I'm sure there's a plan of some sort, but it doesn't feel like that to me, at least. I mean, I figured that this would be one of the core victories for the original vanilla game, Civilization 6, but I'm not a developer, so what do I know? But there's also differences in between how the two games work. Civ 6 has the corps and the armies, the fleets and the armadas, and Civ 5 doesn't have that. What Civ 5 does have is it's more of an actual simulator instead of a cartoonish style look. If you've played Civilization 6, you know exactly what I mean. And that's the difference. I mean, I like both. If I have to pick one, I would guess Civilization 6, basically because it just looks more fun to look at. It's a more of a pleasure to the eye. But it's not like any one of them is bad or anything. Let's just get that out of the way. That's not the case at all. There is one thing that I still haven't explained that was with regards to the ruins, and that is the following. You'll see. There, that's 75 gold. And most of the time there's a tech upgrade. Of course, in Civ 5, the tech upgrades from the ruins could be broken. And
people of the United States of America,
Washington,
welcome you.
You need to shut up. And there's the difference that if you had one unit that kept on finding the ruins, you could upgrade it before iron was discovered all the way up to infantry. and have a single infantry unit conquer the world. Um, which is ridiculous, frankly. That's definitely broken. That's so maybe that's why they took it out. But I feel like Civ 6 needs to have more rewards when it comes to exploring. I know there's the era score and stuff like that, but it's I don't know. It doesn't feel like Civ 6 is actually rewarding me for the trouble I'm going through to explore the world. And I mean that in the sense that um, if I'm going through Civ 6, I feel like I have much more resistance from barbarians and other civilizations. So I have to keep my units, or at least my combat units, within range. But yeah, even if I send a unit out to go and explore and they find like a wonder for something like that, with a very good spot to observe or build a city, um, I still feel that that's not enough. I mean, that should be the reward for getting a settler unit all the way to a natural wonder. That should be the reward, you get extra bonus, stuff like that. But when it comes to exploring, I want a bigger bonus. I want my scout to be upgraded. I want my galley to be upgraded. I want the galley to spawn when it's very early in the game. If I'm getting later on, I managed to find something that wasn't explored yet with the gigantic maps that you can get from mods. I want special units upgraded or experience added, like one or two levels of experience. Stuff like that, or maybe a great person. I don't know. Give me some freak event. There's mods all over, but the point is that it has to be mods to do it, and not the base game. And I think that despite Civilization being a city builder of strategic value when it comes to civilizations, should have more different options in that manner. Not something that needs to be there in every game, but that you can toggle on and off, something like that. I'd really appreciate that kind of thing. Just give the players more options. And yeah, I want to know what you guys think about that. So please let me know. Put it in the comments. Send a message, send a video of yourself. Put it in the comments. I'll watch that. Whatever. I want to know. But do I think Civilization 5 is worth playing? Is it worth getting back to? I've hardly played, as you can see in this video, but I like the more realistic display of the world, and the way that Civ 5 has the option to build anything in the city, and within Civ 6 that's just not another option. So yes, I think Civ 5 is simpler, at the very least. And if you're a very new player, Civ 5 might be a good way to join up, unless you really want to go at it with Civ 6 straight away. But if you're accustomed to Civilization 6, such as myself, I would not recommend going back to Civ 5 unless you have a very fun mod or very good time with it, or people that you can play with it. So in itself, I would not recommend going back to Civilization 5, but I'm spoiled by Civilization 6. I love interesting, difficult working mechanics, to work them out as deep as I possibly can, just to see how much one can A, break the game, and B, just to see how much of combos you can do to how big you can get and how much science and culture and stuff like that per turn you can get. And I haven't had all of the options in the long shot, but it's I have much more possibilities and tweaking options in Civ 6 than in Civ 5. So Civ 5 was nice. I think it's had its time, but I would recommend that Firaxis use Civ 5's diplomatic victory conditions and stuff like that to tweak Civ 6's coming diplomatic victory, and also to get the exploring rewards a bit more up, because, like I said, I've had the disfortune not to get anything, if I would find anything at all, But I'm wondering what you guys found, and let me know. I can't be the only one out there, and then again, it can't all be just like this, I guess. Let me know. I want to thank you for your time. Have fun watching, and I'll see you in the next one.